Kia ora, and welcome to the Beer Jerk Beer of the Week Drink Along. I'm Joe.
I'm Luke.
And this is Abandoned's Stout. So this is an oatmeal stout by the guys at Abandoned. They always just name their beer what they are, which I
pretty
appreciate.
old-fashioned. You appreciate that? Keeps it simple,
Yeah.
to the point.
Yeah, they have just released Hazy number 17,
Good on them.
and almost everything else is just what the style is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, no
one's-
nonsense. Quite a unique aesthetic at Abandoned.
Yeah, I wish they'd do like Rye Doppelbock number 17, but
Yeah, I'd love to see that keep going. And this beer is a pretty hoppy oatmeal stout.
yeah, they use American hops, so you get a bit of that sort of resinous character, a lot of citrus in there, kind of
like-
chocolate orange vibes going
I
on.
was just going to say orangey notes in there. Yeah, it's
And
a good time.
yeah, I suppose in contrast to last week's beer, where it was definitely a hop-forward dark beer, this is definitely a malt-forward dark beer with notable hops.
Yeah, we chatted a little bit about that last week with the black IPA and that whole story. And yeah, if this was called a black IPA, it would be a terrible example of the style. But as a hoppy stout, fantastic. So yeah, it's kind of roasty. It's nice, full-bodied. So that's what the oats are doing in there. But yeah, the hoppiness has got kind of a nice bitterness to it.
Yeah, a bit of that kind of coffee bitterness. But yeah, just a classic example of a stout, I would say.
Yeah, definitely New World stout. It's not like a Irish or a British stout. It's New World American, hop forward, stouty good time. And this also would be a great beer to pair with lots of foods, I reckon.
Yeah, I love stout in the winter. You sort of making like chicken mushroom pot pie or something like that.
Do you ever cook with stout?
I have a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it in stews or to make bread.
Yeah, I made a lot of stout bread, which is always delicious. With
It's-
failed home brews.
Yeah, I mean this is getting off topic, but yeah, I've used
what people are here for.
light beer in the way you would like use wine in certain recipes sometimes.
Yeah.
Like making German like stews where you deglaze with a bit of lager and yeah, quite delicious.
Yeah, delicious. Back to the beer, the brewery though.
Sorry, Abandoned.
Yeah, Abandoned. They do things their own way, like completely different to any other brewery, really. I mean, you can see in the artwork and the can design, most of the cans are just a pure white label with their like anarchist type logo and various stuff crossed out on, which is totally different. But yeah, their social media profile a while ago, I remember it was just like pictures of abandoned factories and stuff. Just really kind of odd. They're definitely not copying any other brewery's aesthetic or style. It's just like their own thing. And they always have a big crowd at Beervana. They do just really out there stands, which is, as Joe said before, it's kind of what beer festivals are about, right? Rather than just being a stand and people pouring beers and...
Yeah, well, you drink 100 beers, or well, on the free pour ones in other countries, you might, maybe not in New Zealand, but you drink a lot of beer. So for a beer to stand out is a little more difficult, but you remember the coolest stands.
The experience, right?
Yeah.
You're right. Your taste buds do stop working after a few hours, perhaps, at a beer festival, but you remember if someone's bar looks like the control centre at Chernobyl, which is what one of their Beervana stands did. And yeah, people dressed in white scientist coats and clipboards, and the actual beer taps were pouring out of the sort of this nuclear factory control station, which was totally out there. And previously, I'm not sure. Maybe I dreamed this. I'm pretty sure it happened. That their stand was just a big skip bin type thing, and all the people, the gang pouring the beers were all dressed as like janitors, like sweeping up and mopping up, and it just looked like it was just a big industrial bin that had been left in the side of the beer festival. Mad cool. With smoke coming out of it, and Yeah, definitely cool experience. And their brewer Charlotte does some really cool stuff. She's really involved in Pink Boots, which is a really cool organisation worldwide, which is championing female brewers and anyone that I suppose doesn't identify as cis male, which is a really cool thing to get more diversity, more people involved in brewing. Definitely beer can be a bit of a blokey area for both drinkers and the people that are making this stuff. So really cool to see a young-ish female brewer who's been doing very, very impressive stuff since I think she's been there maybe 5 years or
I would think so.
So good reputation, cool beers, and they're over in
they have a tap room in Porirua. So if you're maybe on the way down to Wellington, or if you live down there, would definitely be a spot to check out, because they have a great range.
Yeah, I haven't been there, but it looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been, but
we should go at some point to check out what else is happening in Porirua.
Yeah,
see what's going on. All round solid beer, and I do enjoy a hoppy stout or more traditional stout, and I've said this before, but often with brewers they kind of can't help themselves but chucking adjuncts into stouts, and often when you're putting together like the stout mix and things, it often does end up that it's almost 12 beers that are all, they've got chocolate or coffee or tonka beans or vanilla or cherries or which is the stout is a great base for other cool flavors. Yeah. So you can't blame brewers for wanting to experiment. But yeah, it's nice when brewers kind of can have the self-restraint to just use hops, malt, yeast, barley. And why mess with something that's been so delicious for so very long?
And it's like, for me, I could happily drink a few of these, but once it's vanillaed up and once it's got different marshmallows in it and things like that, it becomes a bit of a half glass, and I'm pretty happy. Kind of deal.
Something to discover and try. But this has a core range type beer. If this was on tap at your local, you'd be going back for more and more. Yeah,
definitely.
As those London porters were in the olden days. Yeah. When stouts and porters were the most popular beer style in Britain. And obviously you'd have a stout porter, which was connected
Stronger?
But separate. I never like to get into it because it's kind of lost in the mist of time, and lots of people have strong opinions, but
it's similar to the IPA origin.
You
ask 10 people, you get 10 different stories.
Yeah, but definitely with stouts and porters, I've read quite a few books on the history of beer, and in Britain especially, and it's not a clear-cut answer really. So if you meet anyone that tells you it is, then they don't know what they're talking about. You've got a little bit of information. But the fact is that these styles were massively popular for a very long time. So as I say, you can see why. All right, other stuff we've got going on. You've just pulled together a whole bunch of eclectic six-packs.
Yeah, so maybe a bit of feedback we got was that we've kind of moved to mix packs now, and 12 packs demand a higher price. So we're chucking in some 6 packs.
I've mainly got feedback that people don't have much money to spend, so they prefer to buy 6 beers rather than 12 beers. Yeah. And our competition being the evil supermarkets, where you can just buy 2 or 3 cans and you are there anyway. So we're trying to battle back. Who knows how successful we'll be back in the supermarkets.
Got to do something.
No, it can't get too depressing. But yes, hopefully it will be easier for you to buy a collection of 6 really wonderful beers from us, rather than having to commit to 12 and a bit of a cheaper price. Yeah. And other stuff going on, we've got a bunch of stuff lined up for the Fridge and Flagon over the coming weeks. So keep an eye on our socials. You've just set a date for NanoFest.
Yeah, so we're doing Autumn NanoFest before autumn ends.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the 11th of May. So we're sort of putting the feelers out to our favourite small little breweries. Yeah. Hoping to get some ones we've never seen really outside of their town before. So that will be cool if we can pull that off. Obviously, availability at the same time and coordinating shipping, things like that is the issue. But yeah, a month's notice, we should be able to get something together and have a really, really great day here. So, yeah.
We've got we've got some live music happening in a couple of weeks. So we're looking to do more gigs here. We've done a few gigs at the Fridge and Flag, and they're always a really fun night.
Yeah.
So if you're a musician or you have a friend that's in a band, hit us up. We'd love to host more shows. Really good fun.
Yeah, we're pretty cool about it as well. We're really chill. Just like
chill people, yeah.
Yeah, just come, sit up, distract us half the day.
Yeah.
Don't pay a cent towards the venue.
Yeah, free venue. Yeah,
Sell tickets to your mates if you want, or not.
You don't even have to be that good, really.
Yeah, as long as you bring like more than 10 people, I'd say, should be our limit.
Yeah, like if you bring a dozen or so fans.
Dozen people.
I mean, if you bring 10 fans and they drink tons of beer,
yeah,
completely happy.
And if they're all wearing like bright colours, the place will look more full, so you could probably get away with 8.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, like if they're drinking very heavily.
Yeah.
And talking of making money, you're a subscriber. You may have noticed that we've been going for 9.5 years with our subscription. So when we kicked off, it cost $8.50 per beer. Then a couple of years ago, we moved from sending them out every 12 weeks to every 6 weeks. And we actually lowered the price, so each beer costs $8.16. And that includes shipping and our videos, like everything else that goes into it. So you probably also noticed, I'm guessing you don't only buy beer from Beer Jerk, that prices have just gone up massively in the last 9.5 years. So sad to say it, but in the next few weeks, we're just working through at the moment. Our Beer of the Week subscription will go up a little bit. Won't be crazy. It just won't be massively underpriced. And we can try and stay in business. So good luck to that. All right. Good work, Abandoned. Excellent Stout. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Joe.
Cheers.
Cheers.